Sinky.
And I forgot to eat. I slept through breakfast. Because I decided it was such a great idea to take a nap before I went to breakfast. And I got distracted with my class that I forgot to eat lunch. It's like, Cynthia, what is wrong with you? So, Kristen, how was your day?
It was good, Sinky. I had a good day.
That's good. It's good to be good. No, but like the Soch video was talking about groupthink and all of that, so group consensus, really.
Okay, I caught you, Sinky. Sorry, Dad was talking to me.
No, I thought I heard him, so I was like, and she's no longer talking. She must be busy, so we'll shut up. Yeah, and then I saw a dead bunny. That I...
No, sleeping.
It was like, I was like biking and I was like, I'm fine, I'm fine, I'm fine. And I was like, okay, Cynthia, it was just sleeping. Yes, yes, that's what it was. It was just sleeping in the middle of the path. But yes. And so I was like, Mom, I'm emotionally scarred. And she was like, why? I was thinking maybe dead. Probably dead, mostly dead bunny. It was not a good day today. But I got to see my puppy. So, you know. No, but for my not graphic design, we're making a box, okay? Like, why am I making a dang box, okay? A box will provide nothing for me, okay? It's a paper box, right? You know? It's stupid. But that means tomorrow can only go better, right?
Yeah.
Honestly, it'll be a win if I eat breakfast. And lunch. I mean, I did eat dinner, but I will be happy if I manage to eat 3 meals. This person just magically died. I'm scared. Yeah, but I still have buyer's remorse over getting the Fast and Furious.
Same.
It was like, well, without tax, it's like, it was $35, so... No, yeah, $35. So it was like a really good price, but I'm like, do I really need it though? No, I don't. I don't want to swing all the way.
We have lost objective Alpha.
I just can't believe I have to come up with stupid questions to something that's actually pretty simple. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Is groupthink that complicated? No, it's not. It actually makes quite good sense.
There.
Thank you, Kristen. Kristen, positive validation.
That is right. Your thoughts are totally valid, actually.
No, I really hate it when I'm supposed to ask questions. Like, this is... Because, like, my questions, the way my brain works, it's like, especially when I don't have questions about, you know, X, Y, or Z, I have, like, abstract questions. It's like groupthink is like something that I've learned in psychology, so which is kind of why I already know it. So I'm like, huh, are there other things that like that are both psychological, like in psychology and sociology, you know? Like, that's not a question. That's a question I have. But yeah, I've like lost points on assignments because I didn't ask too many questions. Like, I don't have questions.
Make some!
Like, why does groupthink exist? Mostly because peer pressure. Yeah. And we hate being wrong as human beings. We hate being wrong. And so when we can avoid ways to admit we're wrong, we will do that. Is that complicated to understand? No.
There's a hostile aircraft west of your position.
Okay, stop shooting me. You're shooting me from a boat.
We just took objective Delta.
There's a helicopter. We need to ban helicopters. Ban them. Okay, we're getting inside.
Taking objective Echo. Objective Echo is ours.
I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of, like, things that I can use to be helpful, but, you know, the thought that counts. We'll just throw grenades, and we'll hope for the best.
Sora should be out now. The update should be available.
I saw that it came out on the 13th, or, you know, like the 13th today, or
13th
whatever.
update, 13th day after he was revealed.
We have taken We have taken objective Delta. Have eyes on a hostile boat east of your current position. Objective Bravo is neutralized.
Okay, helicopter? Seriously? You really gotta try.
There's an enemy plane east of your position.
I need ice cream. But I do not have ice cream. And that makes me sad. And it's Horror Game Tuesday tomorrow, and I have no idea what it's
There. There.
I might just cry. Would you watch? No, you know what seeing the Sleeping Bunny reminded me of though?
What?
It's like, oh well, at least here's evidence that I am not a psychopath or sociopath or, you know, devoid of any human emotion.
Yeah, look at
It's
the
good every
positives.
once in a while to remember that.
Look on
That
the
I am in
positives.
fact a human being.
Look on the positives.
Neutralized objective Delta.
No. Is it bad to shoot somebody while they're swimming? Oh my goodness. And then a plane came out of nowhere and killed me. What the heck? The Red Sox hit another grand slam. Trash cans. I mean, they didn't use trash cans, but Boston did cheat with surprising.
Yes,
I know
many
you may
teams
find it hard
cheated.
to believe, but they really had no repercussions. Yeah, so, cause Mom showed me, the, hockey player getting fined a whole bunch of money, and then, somebody is out of, somebody lost their job because they refused to get back
You know
in.
what? That's what happens when you're refused.
Consequences.
The consequences to your actions. You know, if you refuse to do something they told you to do, yeah, you're gonna have to do the consequences of said action.
How you feeling today?
So let's discuss gamer news, right?
Yeah.
Elden Ring was delayed all month, becoming the 5th game to release in February instead
Oh, I know, a
of
lot of people are
January.
really complaining about it, and I was like, oh, yes.
See, the thing is, and I was talking about this Nathan, is I was talking about potential FF16 release dates. You don't want to release too close to other games, though. You really don't.
I get it, but isn't that really that weird? Like, surprising. Like, this is not the first month where I'm like, oh wow,
Oh,
a whole
no,
bunch
of
of
course
games have come
not.
out.
But the problem is that Elden Ring does launch 2 days after Destiny 2's big expansion update. And so everyone was like, but I wanted to be playing that.
You really have to look at games. Yep, so Courtney just sent me a message about Sora being live.
And then we got a hoodie.
Other gamer news. It's just it harms you or
it does.
If I'm stuck with the choice of picking between
like,
2 games, I'm not gonna get the one. If I'm not gonna be able to play both, I'll be like, well, I may as well wait.
No, but keep an eye on Elden Ring, because, like,
Yes, of course.
That, like, is, like, right up my alley.
My eye on it. I will keep my eye on it. It is gonna have, closed test the next month, I believe, the closed test next month. Microsoft said sorry last night. They did not release anything Fable today, and they didn't mean it. Ha ha, it was just a prank, bro. As they deleted those tweets. It's funny because their apology tweet said, I don't know if it's that because I at you in it, but I don't know if you actually read it.
Yeah,
They posted this last night, right? And they said, sorry for any confusion, we don't have any big game news to about, or any info about the upcoming Fable game. And so everyone in the replies is like, then why did you specifically say Fable? What were we supposed to feel? When you said Fable anniversary, you can't say those words and then not think gamers are not gonna think it's an anniversary pack.
I wouldn't be surprised if they like released that and then like see what the water was. You know, see how the water was.
People wanted one. They're like, yes, just give us something Fable.
No, but
it's like,
But that's really super interesting because like if you've been, I'm like, maybe they wanted to see where the water's at. You know, so maybe they will eventually, maybe it is more, I mean, that's again, me hoping.
I mean, maybe. It could also be simple as they weren't ready to actually reveal it yet, but we'll see.
There are some problems with Fable, but I really enjoyed Fable.
The FIFA EA thing continues with FIFA kind of low-key admitting today they don't actually like EA in general. And that's kind of why they're interested in finding other people to partner with for soccer. I find that kind of funny because that's basically what they implied without actually saying those words. Feels bad, man.
I just wonder if other companies will, mostly Madden, because there are other baseball games.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, that I would play, but, you know. The eShop server is so busy we can't get it. Oh, no, I'm sure.
Oh, mood. It's probably going through some serious, other gamer news. Call of Duty Vanguard, aka the upcoming COD, that either is coming out, or just came out, or is coming out soon. It's campaign, of course, deals with World War II, where you're chasing down Hitler's, second in command person. Did say that players would have an option to censor any Nazi imagery if people don't want to see that. So they will be able to censor that. However, I feel like that takes away from what you're doing. I feel like that takes away from what you're doing. Just a tiny bit.
Okay, blood I can barely understand. Alright, because in blocks
I feel like that just takes
blood.
away from the game just a tiny bit.
Yes, let us fight. Let us play a
I'm
World War II
chasing
game
Hitler's successor, but I don't want to see Nazi imagery.
Devoid of Nazi imagery.
Kind of takes away from it. Anyway, some exciting news. Okay, not really exciting, but surprising to be sure. So every month for the past 33 months,
Okay.
3 years, the Switch
Thank you for doing
was
that,
the
Matt.
#1 sold console.
Oh, I saw this, but yeah.
But guess what? Last month, the PS5
PS2
broke
did
that
it.
streak and finally beat it. The PS5 topped it.
Which means that
So the 33-month record for the Switch shattered As PS5 was the top-selling console last month, I highly doubt it'll keep that because the Switch got the Switch OLED version out this month, which probably boosted sales. I mean, then again, not that many people were interested in it.
I still can't. We will be removing any imagery of Nazism.
Yeah, it's an option if you want it there.
It will be the mean party, but you know that's being really mean to you know, the other side. So we're not going to say that. It's just going to be Team A and Team B.
Yeah, it's only in campaign.
Not to show that Team A
fair,
is better or worse than Team B, or vice versa. But you know,
I feel like if you're going to play a World War II game, you're going in with the knowledge of you're fighting Nazis, and that's just how it is.
I mean,
and by censoring it, it takes it away just a tiny bit.
It's like.
Other gamer news, I remember this back a long time ago. It was like 2 years ago, maybe last. No, it was 2 years ago now. I think it was 2 years ago. Phil Spencer, aka the CEO of Microsoft, so confidently proclaimed that Final Fantasy XIV was totally going to the Xbox. Okay? And we've had no news ever since super duper confident statement. Okay? It's been 2 years. Yes.
Okay,
No,
so I'm hearing commentary from my game, people's conversations.
I don't know.
Why?
They're being ethnic.
What game are you playing?
Battlefield 4, and I'm hearing conversations.
Did you meet the in-game or meet the in-game party?
Hey, just lay down.
I don't know. I mean, they
They perhaps have mics. No,
I know, but like, how do I turn them down? How do I?
I don't know.
I don't want to hear
Pause. Go to squads. Mute. I don't remember.
I don't want to hear any other.
Go, mute them. Go mute them from squads. I don't remember where it is. You'd have to ask Nathan. There should be like a mute everyone button. I don't remember anymore. I haven't played that game in forever.
Well, you can do better than
Anyway. As I was so wonderfully saying, Phil Spencer so wonderfully proclaimed 2 years ago that 14 was going on the Xbox, right? Well, here we are 2 years later, and noticeably 14's still not on Xbox. And it's not going to be with Endwalker either.
I was going to say, I mean, if there had been like a decrease in,
now,
you know,
this is brought up because someone did ask Yoshida, after the embargo went up, someone asked Yoshida, if we could maybe get an update on that situation of 14 going to the Xbox. Now, last year, Yoshida did hint that COVID had totally hindered development. And, I mean, when you are making a game, you're going to prioritize the areas you are already on, and then come back to where would we like to expand to. So I have a feeling they kind of left Xbox in the dust there for a little bit, but I actually would be wrong, because according to Yoshida, he said they were still in discussion with Microsoft, but he did think that the talks were going in a positive direction. In other words, I highly doubt it's even made in the slightest, because they're still trying to work it out. And that means 2 years ago, when Phil Spencer so loudly proclaimed 14 would go to the Xbox, he did so way too soon. As it's not kind of confirmed if that's actually going to happen or not. Remember that the whole reason 14 skipped Xbox in general is because Microsoft wanted control of the servers on the 360, and Square Enix was like, I don't think so. I don't know if that's still the reason anymore, or if they've just favored not making an Xbox version. I mean, it is easier to just not, but you do also want those people a chance. But in the words of those Xbox gamers, just play on PC, lol. Speaking of Xbox, the Game Pass is losing 10 games at the end of the month, and those are almost all horror games. So some people were holding on for spooky one.
What games do you know?
Ooh, that's a great question. What games, you ask? I mean, should take a look then.
I gotta start playing the Game Pass more often. I get paid every month. Alright, pay it every month.
You should just drop it if you're not using it. All Game Pass is in, 5 Nights at Freddy's. Yeah, you don't play any of these.
You know, I played 5 Nights at Freddy's, and I honestly don't get why everyone's so...
Oh boy, other gamer, yeah, I don't get it. The New World, aka the MMO, that's still suffering, actually seriously suffering at this point, as there's an invisibility glitch that players can do. And they will become totally invisible. It allows for some unfair... no, it's an MMO. It's an MMO. Like 14, but not in the 14 style at all. More like Elder Scrolls Online. This makes it unfair because people are turning invisible.
It's like 14, but it's not like 14 in any way.
I meant to say Elder Scrolls the first time, but my brain defaulted to 14. It's like Elder Scrolls Online, sorta. It's not really like 14. Becoming invisible is being seen as a bit of an unfair way to cheat in Guild Wars. When you're battling each other for land, if you can't see each other, who wins? The big thinkers. Let's see what else we got.
Darn it, I died.
Why are you dying?
Oh, Courtney has it.
Oh boy, I do believe we're seeing the effects of that strike right now, as Marvel has just straight up delayed any movie that was set to come out in 2022. That includes the second Black Panther. Let's see what else we got.
Arkham City is 10. Snipey, not to say that I'm not happy to see you, because I am, but Snipey,
please go to bed.
it is 3:20 in the morning for you, okay? But I am sorry that, like, I never streamed today.
She's dead on the inside. She had a sleepy moment.
I just, like, really want this day to be over, you know? You know, Kristen?
Yeah. And
I'm gonna die by my own grenade. Oh, I didn't die by my own grenade. That's nice. But I'm scared. I'm scared for my safety. I just came to say hi. Hi.
Hi, Stinker.
Just saying hi. You're a nice guy. So, baby.
According to a survey that was sent out to the public, Spooderman is the most popular Halloween costume this year.
No. It's going to be Squid Game or whatever that thingy is.
No, even then, this survey topped the Squid Game.
No, Christine. Okay, I don't want to say you're wrong, but I think you're wrong.
I am just reading articles, dude.
Good
I'm
night,
legitimately reading with that I'm seeing. I am reading as I see them. Yes, I can't believe people aren't over Squid Game yet. Are we not over it yet, y'all?
No, it was funny because there was an article like what other Korean shows you should watch. And I was like, I've actually been up to date with that, okay? Okay, have I been up to date in watching the shows? No, but I know what to watch, okay? I am not thinking of what. I just don't know what game to play this time. That's my problem.
Oh boy, this is why you don't say stupid things. Okay, so there was a company selling a faceplate for the PS5 to make it black instead of white. Okay.
Wait.
Now,
Selling
Sony,
a what?
It's a faceplate. They just strap it on, right?
I forgot it was white at first.
Yeah, the PS5 is white. But like they were kind of letting it slide. I mean, they were kind of letting it slide. Unfortunately, the brand strike plates are now not allowed. As Sony did finally send a cease and desist, right? As they just now found it out.
See, I really want to get a Nightmare Before Christmas skin. There are those, but they're like $20. But anyway, sorry, Chris. Continue. See you soon.
But you may be wondering why did they finally decide to do it? Well,
Were they making
the brand provoked them. They provoked them. Totally provoked them on Twitter, and Sony came back with a cease and desist because of it.
What did he say? I want to know now. Like,
It was more like a taunt to shut me down, and he did, lo and behold, you get shut down.
Chris, it just reminds me of the, people
shut
saying,
me down,
hey,
you won't.
hey,
Okay,
Pengu,
you
I
are
want
shut
to
down.
fight you and your mod powers. Okay, let's fight. 3, 2, 1.
And another time I'm out. You can't beat me. I am undefeatable. Wow, Sora is trending on Twitter.
An enemy sniper located north of your pod.
All because of Smash Bros. Again. That's a two. Because I was reading, Sora is now available. Someone said too bad he isn't actually available because the eShop is crashing.
I'm actually kind of surprised that Sora is so popular. Hang on. Did I lose you?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm still here.
No, because there isn't. I mean, is there a Kingdom Hearts game for this like Nintendo? I mean, there was.
Well,
the DS.
technically, Melody of Memory is out for the Switch, yes. And 1.5 to 2.5, 2.8, and 3 are all going to be playable by a cloud version.
I'm just surprised that it's so.
People are angry that it's not like actual physical cartridge, but people, Square said first of all they were undecided technically on that yet. But then people also had to point out that, like, you know, the Switch isn't really that powerful of a console, and so if you try to put KHC on it, it'd probably explode.
Okay, see, now I hear that, but they also put Witcher 3 on the Switch. So...
Yeah, and did it run perfectly fine?
I actually don't know. I actually don't know. I was hoping.
Not so much. You can put these games on there, but like the frame rate usually ends up being bad, the graphics end up getting bored.
Oh, that is a dead body.
And before someone goes, yeah, but like, look at Legend of Zelda and Metroid. Yeah, those are Nintendo games. Nintendo can make games for their own console perfectly fine. It's just third-party ones don't tend to do very well. Also, in lieu of our September stats for video games being revealed, Life is Strange 2 Colors clocked in at number 10. That is the highest for a Life is Strange game to ever go in its first month.
Out of 10?
Out of 15 on this list. Actually 20.
I was
top
thinking
players,
like
number 10
it
in
got
top
like
20.
10 stars. So that was like a really
Madden
dumb.
NFL 2022 is currently was number 1 sold game.
Shut
Probably because
up.
it's football season.
Well, I
Probably
guess
because it's football season.
yeah, number 1 selling doesn't mean best game.
No, it does be best game.
I don't
Also,
think there's
Tales
always
of
been a
Arise
whole lot
clocked
of
in at number 4.
problems with Madden. I'm sorry, what
And
clocked in at
Deathloop
4?
ended up at Tales of Arise, and Deathloop was 6th. For this is just U.S. sales, by the way.
Oh, okay, that would explain why Madden's so high.
No one actually has like
I don't actually
data,
think there's as much problems with Madden as
no,
basketball or FIFA.
no, because they really don't ever change Madden. They don't really do anything that they try with FIFA. Not bad. People are trying to download Sora, but they can't get through the store.
But again, like, what did people expect?
I have eyes on an enemy helicopter east of your location.
Sora was the most requested gay character.
I can't get through this
Do
store.
you really think? And the thing is, like, it's not like they're gonna run out of Sora.
No, it's just people want to update the game.
I don't, but like, will it? I mean, I was gonna say like, will it kill them to like wait a day? But you know,
It might.
it might. It might actually. I'm just mad that Garrus wasn't.
Well, I'm mad it wasn't Hello Kitty.
I actually really wanted it to be Hello Kitty. Can you imagine? What would have happened? Yo, I wonder what would have happened had they done the same thing that Dante get meified?
Sora ends up as a, you know what, at least the fandom would be treated the same. A couple people might be like, it's unfair that Sora gets to be in and Dante didn't, but again, as Sakurai revealed, Sora has been the number one requested, number one character for years now. For years, he's been the number one character.
I just wanted Hello Kitty. What would her attacks be? I don't know. Isabella's in the game, so I mean, are we really
Kitty cat scratch? Hissing loud. Maybe a bite?
Are we
but
really?
Would Hello Kitty really fight someone, Sinky? Hello Kitty's too nice.
I mean, Isabella fights somebody. I mean, granted, I've never played a, help me out. Oh no, what's Isabella?
Animal Crossing.
Animal Crossing, thank you. I knew it had to deal with, like, animals.
She runs The Office.
Okay, all I know is that when I played her, like, she hit people with, an umbrella, which I think is, a good thing to do.
Smack.
I can't believe Arkham City is 10.
Old.
10
is old. 10 years. That's a long time. Old game.
It is. No, but they're like, it's the best superhero game, and I'm like, I died by collapsing building. Spider-Man is pretty good. Wait, what? Teen girls are developing tics.
Because of the Tourette syndrome thing. Because
They
doctors
had
realize
been
that's
watching
the thing.
videos
Yeah.
of TikTok influencers who said they have Tourette syndrome.
Yeah. Did you just see that on Twitter? Because I saw
Yeah.
that.
I mean, that doesn't surprise me. The human brain is super weird. I mean, that doesn't surprise me. Like, what they need is not to be, they need to be treated psychologically. There's a psychological issue.
That's a psych problem, yes. That is a psych problem.
I mean, it may adapt itself to be... Because, I mean, give them a placebo. $20 that placebo will work. That is not a person. That is a plant. Okay. But as somebody who is not a expert in psychology, I'm stuck in limbo. I'm inside the bridge. There we go. I was inside the bridge. As someone who is pretty familiar with psychology, I am not surprised by that fact. Just goes to show that the human brain is this incredible thing, but also
I have eyes on a hostile. 18 soldiers east of your position.
will this be the fall? Perhaps not, because everyone's wrong, except for me. And Jose Altuve got an error. I want to see what people are tweeting about Jose Altuve. Oh, he's made 2 errors. Wait, hold on a second. Well, turns out I can't sleep, so I'm gonna chill and party for a few. Okay, or stream. That's fine. Wherever you do. Okay, ready?
Hit me.
Wait, first 3 innings of this series. Okay, so I think it's been 2 games, maybe 3. Actually, might have be 3 games. Yeah, I think it's 3 because the series is tied 1-1. The first 3 innings of each game. The Red Sox have scored 20 runs, 19 hits, and 5 home runs. The Astros, in comparison, only 1 run. No, it's just really funny, because now they're like, well... Well, now that must mean they're cheating. My brain hasn't been working today. Oh my goodness! My brain hasn't been working either!
There's an enemy HE soldier.
Wow.
Your current location.
How are you? I have not had...
I've had a great
Well,
day.
I mean,
Thanks for
I've
asking.
had, like, fine. You know, it was fine, but just, like in compare, like, I've had some really, really bad days. This is just more annoying today.
I've spotted a hostile helicopter east of your location.
You know what my problem is? They knew it was a problem. I
What is your
probably
problem?
will most likely have to take iron supplements. I'm a big fan of gummies, okay? I hate taking pills, even though I take pills 2 times a day, and I take about 6 pills a day. I hate pills, and so I want vitamins and, you know, supplements. I want them in gummies. But guess what? You want to know something about gummies? Is that they only
don't
take about
have-
60. They have 60 to 30 in a container, and the container costs about $14, which will last me, because I was like, oh, okay, iron, Gummies taste like strawberry. How many we have? Oh, 60. Oh, that could last 2 months. Look, take 2 a day. Oh, never mind, that lasts 30. And then in comparison, we have the cheaper, somewhat cheaper, generic kind, which is a tablet, which has 120. And I'm like, obviously I'm going to do that, but that's a tablet. I hate tablets.
Get it together, Sinky's complaining.
Why can't I have kid medication where it's like flavored bubblegum and all that? Except my melatonin isn't a gummy, but it's a it dissolves in your, you know, once you eat it, it dissolves. Well, put it in your mouth, you don't. It dissolves and it actually tastes like cherry, and I'm like, I can do that. I can do dissolving, but I can't do the stupid tablets that have no taste. I hate being an adult.
Me too.
You're having a midlife crisis. I'm having a midlife crisis at 23. And then I slept, missed breakfast, did not sleep, and missed lunch. Thank goodness, because of the out of class. And I have to write for, because I got a scholarship from Oxford, from Gunnit. I have to write some stuff, like responses, and one of the questions is, why did you choose Oxford? And I'm like, mine's not a happy tale, like, oh, Oxford was my #1 choice, I'm so glad I got in. No, Oxford is not even on my list.
There.
The only reason I applied to Augsburg was because I got rejected from McAllister. No, my floor RA sends out weekly emails. And so she has, you know, she has questions and all of that. Good on her. But one of her questions is that I have to respond to. I haven't responded to yet. And it was, what have you done to get involved in the Augsburg community? Or like, what have you done on campus? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Mostly because we are still in the middle of a pandemic and I want to reduce.
Yeah.
Plus, I'm just here so I can graduate and get out.
Mood.
I'm just here so I won't be fined. Do you know that reference? The I'm just here so I don't get fined. No.
Nope.
Okay, well anyway, because I probably use it a lot. So most athletes are required to do press questions at the end, you know.
And
so there's this. I think it was football. He was like, I'm only here so I don't get fined.
So
didn't ask any questions. How are you? I'm only here so I don't get fined.
Nude.
I don't think I've heard someone complain tablets as much as you. I hate tablets. Hate them. Hate them. The thing is, I should be used to taking pills because I've taken them for eons and eons and eons. Did you hear that? Take that as a no. Okay. Good conversation, Kristen.
You were quiet.
No. It was intentional. I posted in Discord. What are you streaming tomorrow if you are? I have no idea. It's Horror Game Tuesday and I have no idea what game to stream. Like, it's getting to the point where I might just stream Dead by Daylight for a few hours. So you don't have to come with you.
No, we're not supporting Dead by Daylight right now.
Why?
They're trying to sell the character models as NFTs, aka that totally not environmentally friendly, stupid art thing. We don't support Dead by Daylight right now.
Wait, whoa, wait, what?
They're selling the character models as NFTs, aka
Yeah,
the not environmentally friendly thing. The stupid stuff that everyone's been obsessing over because it really just harms the environment. So we don't support Dead by Daylight right now.
Okay, so then what am I supposed to stream on Horror Game Tuesday?
I don't know. You have a bunch of horror games on your list.
I actually don't have my horror game list.
Oh no!
Because I converted.
Until dawn, we kill everyone.
I had a planner. I had a binder, but then like it was like with loose leaf, but they like the pages kept falling. I was like, okay, fine, I'll just convert it all to a composition notebook. So I've been converting it all to I got my video game, like my list, like my full list converted. I have my questions converted. A few, like my ongoing games. But somehow I have misplaced my horror game list. My Fallout list of like who's like my characters, because you know there are like 4 different endings for Fallout 4, 4 different endings for Fallout Vegas, so I have it all written out. Like, okay, this character's gonna have this, you know, it's gonna be this ending, and my Dead Rising ending that had all of the situations written down. I don't have any of it anymore. And I'm really sad. Because now I'm like, what horror games should I do? Well, what horror games do I have to do? I have no idea.
I spotted a hostile boat just south of where you're at.
The syrups are the worst. It tastes like dentist smell. I have to go to Minnesota soon.
Okay, be advised we have lost
Which is good. Like I'm getting a crown, which is fantastic. $800 for
Susan.
it.
It's fantastic.
Wait. Caitlin being the dear sweetheart she is and who has a whole lot more money than me might actually help pay for it. I'm like, because it's not whether or not I have the money to buy. You know, I have the money to afford to pay for it. But it doesn't leave me with a lot of leeway, you know. If any leeway at all. No, why? Just don't numb me, okay? Don't numb me, because that's a lot of the cost. Just don't do that. I turned in a homework assignment and it's my horror list, and my professor's thinking he's going to be reading an essay about, you know, why psychology is the best. Horror game. The last one? Five Nights at Freddy's, which is crossed out. No, I did not. But that would be funny. No, so for my, like, talking about my, like, my experience at Oxford, or why I chose Oxford, I'm like, hopefully that doesn't affect, like, my ability to get scholarships. Because I
Please don't take this too hard.
Like, I really like
At least you were honest. You were honest.
I
you
love
were
this
honest.
school, I really do, but, like, I didn't in the beginning.
You were being honest.
You know, like,
You weren't lying.
honesty's the best honesty, but is it though?
Yeah. Well, I'd hope they'd appreciate that at least you were honest with them and you weren't blatantly lying.
I might ask and be like, yo, okay, so, do you want me to be honest? Because obviously I'm still here, I haven't transferred, so I love this school and the benefits that it gives me. That would be really funny though, that would be funny. That would be hilarious. And down goes the building. I just made myself laugh. See, this is why I can never be a comedian, because I make myself laugh sometimes. Like, I wouldn't be able to tell a joke. No, I'd be like, okay, so I'm gonna start up to be a stand-up comedian. Okay, tell us your shtick. Alright. I like to start off with a joke. What do you call a polar bear in Hawaii?
Sinky?
Lost. Then mic drop and walk off the stage. And everyone's like,
What do you call a pile of cats?
a mountain. No, I'll do a couple.
A mountain.
No, I like to start off my act with a couple animal jokes. What do you call a polar bear in Hawaii and Lost? What do you call them? What is it, Kristen? I was gonna say, what do you call a meow? I was gonna say, what do you call a meowing of cats? What do you call a pile of cats? A meowton. Mic drop, and then walk off. And everyone's like, well, this was the worst $5 I ever spent. Hey, we want our money back. Your money has been donated to the Cynthia Terry Foundation, which helps support people who are named Cynthia Terry. Who happens to be born on September 10th, 1998, but that's all you're gonna know, for security issue reasons. You will not be able to learn more. You laugh, and everyone laughs. See, but is that people laughing at my jokes, or is that people laughing at me? No, what is it? We're not laughing at you, we're laughing with you?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So this is actually not this old news, but Kristen, have you heard, you know, I'm so glad Nathan doesn't live in Texas, because I honestly don't know who would be friends with him if he was Texas. If he lives in Texas, anyway. So, there's a school board, or have you heard about this? Where they said, if we're going to teach kids about the Holocaust, they have to...
Yes, you have to find an opposing view.
When I first heard it, I was like, is that an Indian? No.
If only.
No, it's not. Oh, yes. Because then I was kidding. Because I was, like, so outraged by that. Well, even now, the way we're teaching the Holocaust, millennials only believe 2 million Jews died. Or about 2 million. Less than 2 million Jews died. When in reality, it was about 6 million. You know? So that's already a problem, you know? But then I was talking with Mom, I was like, but, like, you know, it's so hard to quantify that, you know, to put it in perspective. Especially, you know, when they're young and they don't have as much, you know? Because you can't be like, well, it's, you know... But anyway, so, what was I talking about? Oh, yes, I was talking with Mom. And I was like, ah, yes. Well, I actually read this in because I was so outraged I couldn't actually respond to anything. Like, I couldn't tweet about it, because, you know, all my followers network. I couldn't post it on Facebook because I was just so outraged by the stupidity. Yes, because that's what after reading, well, because, you know, how do you get the opposing view? It's going to be Nazis, you know, it's going to be from Nazis. Oh yes, after reading the diary of Anne Frank, which really only tells like the small portion of the horrors that was put, not the right word, but that's what we're gonna go with, put on the Jews. Ah yes, after that, we will be reading. No, it's stupid because I was like, okay, what else do you read? Okay, you read Mein Kampf. And so I was like, you know what's going to be super interesting about that though? Because that's still a banned book, so Texas will probably unban Mein Kampf and still have Tom Sawyer, Kill a Mockingbird, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Ban.
No, I'm trying to find an onion thing.
But oh no. I actually really want to read Mein Kampf, which is my struggle in German. To see how
The onion.
terrible it was. 'Cause it's a
The
terrible
onion.
novel.
Onion, of course, commented on this.
Oh, thank you, thank you.
Texas school officials tell teachers to balance Holocaust books with, quote, opposing views. Hashtag, what do you think? The quote is, ridiculous! You don't expect me to believe that schools can actually afford books?
No, it's just really fun because one of the top, like, the new, I hate banning books. I really do, especially fictional books. I hate banning books. But that's besides the point. That's another thing.
They always
Did you
like,
see-
people are like, I was hoping
Oh,
this
no,
was
I
a
did. Sorry,
sarcastic
okay,
headline, but it's not.
sorry,
This is
really,
a
please
serious,
don't
whenever
talk
they do
about
it, it's a
that.
hashtag, what do you think? It's a serious headline.
And the guy in the back dresses up as a German and says, "The animals are in the." No, it's really. Okay, so let me get this straight, because again, I don't know if Texas does this, but the frequently most banned books are Tom Sawyer for the use of the N-word that actually depicts real life America in.
See, I remember we read that book,
Post-Civil
but we
War.
didn't say, my teacher read
Oh,
about
yeah,
that, but we never said
no.
N-word. We
No.
never said that.
No, of course not. Mostly because we would have been a classroom with almost all white kids.
We never said that, but you know, we still read the book because it was seriously, it was a good book. I mean, it teaches you a lot, and it's really
No,
good. It's just
no,
weird.
Snipey, there's a hysterical. I mean, it's one of my favorite South Park episodes. That sort of that takes on the Holocaust, but instead of the, I can't even. Instead of, okay, granted, this is satire, okay, so that's why it's funny, okay? The Holocaust isn't funny no matter what, you know. It's a terrible, terrible thing. X, Y, and Z. Instead of, it's cats. They ban and put cats away. Not into concentration camps, but they take the cats away. And so Eric Cartman is forced to. No. See, this is what makes it so funny, because Eric has dressed up as Hitler for Halloween. Didn't see any issue with that. He saw the movie of the Passion, and started to lead a man.
Viva la revolución!
And so he leads people to exterminate the Jews, which isn't funny, but that's South Park too. No, and so Eric Cartman,
Everyone knows South Park is just a satire.
who has said, would you, okay, talking to, I think it was Clyde, would you kill, if you could go back in time and kill Hitler, would you? I personally wouldn't, because I find it amazing, something like that, okay, so anyway. So he sees Hitler as an idol, okay, that just goes to show the social, the psychological, whatever, of Eric Cartman. But anyway, so he is forced to, because he has a cat, okay? And then when they ban cats for some reason, it's hilarious, when they ban cats, Eric was forced to keep his cat in his attic. And so then, it turns out that, okay, so then, his cat, named, Mr. Kitty, I think. Mr. Kitty, yeah, Mr. Kitty. So Mr. Kitty wants, because he sees some of his other cat friends, and so Cartman's like, no, you can't, no, I know you like Mr. Snuggles, but Mr. Snuggles can't come here, okay? I can't let the cat. And so then then the cat's like, meow, meow. And so he's like, fine, but only him. And so then he goes outside, and so he sees that there are other cats. And so he's fine. And so then, so he keeps a few cats in his attic. Kristen, have you seen the Schindler's List?
Have I seen Schindler's List? Yes.
Okay, so then the character, he wears like a actually I don't know if it was in Schindler's List, cuz what I'm thinking of is Casablanca. Anyway, so he's wearing like this trench coat and this hat to cover his identity. And so then he meets with this older lady, and she's like, I heard you've been keeping cats. And Eric's like, what? No. And she goes, well, can you keep 2 of my cats? And he goes, no. I can't do that. But then he's like, fine, I'll do it. And so she goes, wow, you show great kindness where others have not. So he has an attic full of cats. And then, okay, because Kyle's Jewish, okay? It's his frenemy, they're friends. But, you know, Jewish, and he rips on him for being a Jew. So then it's revealed, through his friends that Eric has an attic full of cats. And so then Kyle's like, why do you have an attic full of cats? He's like, Garvin's like, cats are innocent in this, okay? They are being victimized, and you know, just because they're cats, I mean, it never has a group, ever been victimized like this. And of course, you know, because it's all alluding to the Holocaust and the extermination of Jews. And Kyle's like, you really can't see anything relating to this. No, of course not. There's nothing in the world that's related to this. It's hilarious. I can't remember what it's called, the episode's called, I'll look it up. But it is one of my favorite episodes, because it is just so funny. Anyway. What was I saying? Oh yes, so, but the thing is, because I do believe Mein Kampf, it actually was banned worldwide, one of the very few books to be banned worldwide, and I think the copyright is expiring, or has expired, or the ban deadline has, like, it's no longer, like, the ban expired or whatever. It would just be super funny to see that in Texas, I don't ever think it was like a school board, you know, like a school, like it wasn't like this state or whatever. But, that Mein Kampf is not banned. Which literally lays out the final part of the book was called the final solution. There we go. The final solution, and it really lays the groundwork for why the German people who are called something, I forgot the name, are the pure race and far superior. I mean, it basically, I mean, it's a book about mind control. It's basically mind controlling the German population. It's actually really sad to see how that actually worked. Anywho, but it's been banned. I actually really want to read it, so I can learn how to do that. But no, I'm just kidding. The guy who had 6 skeletons in his house too. No, not defibrillator. It's so distant.
Have eyes on enemy LAV, just east of your location.
No, Snipey, if you're super interested in, there's an amazing documentary that really captures how, I mean, it's I think one of the greatest documentaries ever. But what I find so interesting about it is that not only do you get like, not only are there testimonies from people, from Jews who lived in internment camps, concentration camps, but then it also, and German citizens, but it also takes there are also I mean, because it captures. Kristen, do you know what documentary I'm talking about? So there are different sections of the documentary, like 50 plus minutes, 40 to 50 minutes, 40 to 60 minutes, where they take different parts of American history. So it, you know, different, because it's called The Century America's Time, and it takes...
Of course.
And it doesn't just focus on America, but I think two episodes, you know, 40 plus minute, about World War II, and it showed, like, they have testimony from the Jews who lived in the concentration camps, I think even one from Auschwitz, and it is so moving to see, like, I mean, to hear their testimony. But what I also really love about it is that there's also testimony from obviously not anyone of higher ranking in the Nazi Party, obviously not, but a man who was part of the Hitler Youth gives testimony, and so you know, because he's like, yeah, we were very proud of, you know, talking about the power that really Hitler had and all of that. You know, when he spoke, you know, he started at a very low a very low volume, and then he would gain momentum and while speaking, and then he'll be like cheering, and everyone will be like, yeah! And then, but then he is an adult. I mean, obviously, because he was a youth, you know, when this happened, and having the ability to look back and say, well, at this point, this was all mind control, because he really, I mean, he brainwashed them. He brainwashed them, and so the former member of the Hitler Youth is able to realize and say, we were completely brainwashed. Yeah, but even it's on YouTube, so I'll link the full documentary, and then I'll link but what I also love about the Century is that it shows how cruel and evil the Nazi Party was. You know, how evil they, like, I mean, when people, to quantify evil, it's Hitler, you know, and the Nazi Party, that is evil. But it also shows the Allies weren't that good either. Because, I mean, with World War I, it was a terrible war, but there weren't a lot of civilian casualties. And then when World War II comes around, it's civilians out. I mean, they're attacking. I mean, because when the U.S. was fighting Japan, we bombed Tokyo. You know, we bombed. I mean, we killed so many innocent people, and I mean, both sides did. There were so many innocent lives lost, innocent casualties. I mean, and the documentary really illustrates that although the Nazi regime and the German, the what we would consider the bad guys did terrible and awful things, we really weren't much better. And the thing is, what I find super interesting is that, well, actually, this is like the first time in history that the people, the masterminds behind, the cruelties with, against the Jews and all that, were held accountable and actually tried, but no one. Granted, we weren't doing like experiment, because there were. I read some it was 50 disturbing facts about the World War II and the Nazis, which my curious brain was like, oh, what? And then after reading it, I was like, I did not but you know, cruel studies. Well, yeah, no, because when I say bombed, I don't mean we nuked them. We dropped a nuke on Hiroshima and Nagasaki. And don't get me wrong, it was, I mean, the loss of life was huge. But it sort of needed to happen, but we can talk about that later. No, like, I mean, because Germany, Nazi Germany bombed England, Russia, when Russia wasn't too great. They bombed Russia, they bombed, I mean, Kristen, do you remember, oh shoot, oh crap. Guernica was an innocent town. They killed almost all the, they bombed an innocent town, and then I think Italy bombed this town in Spain, full of innocents. There was no military target whatsoever, and they bombed it, just to show, hey, we can. But so not like, I mean, like, just bombed, you know. But we bombed Tokyo. I mean, we bombed Germany. We bombed cities. When I say we, I mean the Allies, but Tokyo was the U.S. But, you know, we as in the Allied forces bombed, I mean, Germany. I mean, it was a very cruel war on both sides. I mean, the human loss is, you know, unbelievable. And it's actually, like, it's super amazing to see how everyone was able to bounce back, even though it took a while. Okay. Sorry, Germany. But yeah, the documentary is called The Century. I'll show, but it's just, you don't, especially living in the US, you don't see the sign. You don't, I mean, because, granted, it wasn't to the scale. Let's just be glad mustard gas wasn't. Oh no, mustard gas is awful. I mean, there's a reason why it's one of the things in Spain. But like, after Pearl Harbor, we put Japanese Americans into camps, internment camps. That's what we did. Granted, they weren't nearly as, we didn't put them in gas chambers and whatnot. So it was never to the extent of concentration camps. But we put them, Japanese citizens who are only Japanese by birth, never been to the country, you know, maybe don't even consider themselves Japanese, you know, consider them Americans first. I mean, they were put away. They were sent away to camps. I mean, and you don't hear about that really. Again, it was never to the cruelty of, you know, how the Nazis did to the Jews, but I mean, and the documentary really, the documentary really shows how cruel it was, and how both sides were very cruel, and how they sort of had to be, you know, because although, you know, it's nice to say, well, if they go low, we go higher, it's really nice to say that, but if you go higher, usually don't. And I'm thinking about this 2016. You know, Poland was just getting Poland, yeah. No, because, I mean, it showed, you know, the documentary has testimony from, people who lived in Poland, people who were Jews and were sent to, I think, Warsaw, you know, concentration camps in Warsaw. It's just, it was a horrible. No, but why? Because I love The Century, and I watch it on really any occasion. But while watching it, I'm like, because there are, you know, people, I mean, because it spans from the beginning of the 1900s to the end of the 2000s, or the end of the 1900s. You know, so it spans a century, obviously. And there are people giving testimony to what they experienced as children during the Great Depression. And so while I'm watching this, I'm like, these guys are probably all dead. You know, they had some veterans from World War I, or World War II, I don't think it was World War I. Actually, maybe, but World War II veterans. I'm like, they're probably dead too. The time's moving fast. I don't like it.
Well, I'm back. Not that anyone missed me, as I see you are nerding about Century still. Very good show. Or documentary, not show. It was always a good day.
Even
so it let us watch it.
Even during the Vietnam War, because they covered the Vietnam War too, and they have testimony from somebody who was on the North Vietnamese side, which was the bad guy per se. A war bad. Don't forget that. I really hope to one day go to Auschwitz, the museum and all of that. No, but there's a Holocaust memorial thingy in Dallas, Texas, and they were outraged by I mean, I think everyone was really outraged. But, because it's so stupid, you know? the opposing side to the what? You know, and sometimes I do think it's important to know the other side. Like, not to really try to understand or comprehend, because I think it is, you can never really, I mean, you can try to understand why the Holocaust happened, but, you know, and for, like, their reasons for doing it, but you can't really rationalize it, you know, you can't say, oh, well, you know, they thought they were doing the best thing, you know, it was, but, the Holocaust memorial is like, this is so offensive. Like, I don't even, like, to say it's stupid really undermines it. Like, stupid does not reach the level that, I mean, it is so absurd. Anyway, but, like, it just pisses me off. No, so Dwight D. Eisenhower, he predicted, because he was the president during, he wasn't at the end of the war, actually I don't remember, no, I was thinking of FDR, Dwight D. Eisenhower, predicted that there would be people who would deny what happened at the Holocaust, and so he wanted to get as many photos as he could of, you know, the concentration camps and, you know, the gas chambers.
I have eyes on a hostile LAV west of your position.
No, I'm just thinking about, I read, because I love the website that gives me, like, random facts and all of that. But man, like, I sort of regret looking at the video about, like, the 50 disturbing facts about the Nazi regime. I'm hard. Sorry, no, I was just getting, like, really kind of emotional. Not, like, crying, but then there are, like, some super interesting things that have come from the Nazi, I mean, because we have the different levels of functioning autism from a guy who tried to save, because, I mean, if you had mental condition, you weren't saved. But then there's this guy who really tried, he was like, no, these guys are high functioning. I mean, yes, they have problems, but they can function in society. And that's where high functioning autism, low functioning autism comes from. You know, it came from a guy who's like, no, 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 no. These people are able to contribute to society. Don't kill them, please. Don't kill them. I have some like sad facts. Yeah, that I really wish I don't. But then it like really, I'm like sad that I know it, but then I'm not, because then I, you know, because then I'll probably.
It's important to know
I'll
everything,
never forget.
even if it's not happy.
You know, because it is quite. It's kind of. I mean, it's for me. It's really hard to quantify. 6 million people died. You know, 6 million. I mean, it was a genocide, and it's so hard. You know, even with even like in other genocides too, like the Native Americans, it is so hard to quantify. You know, in today's society, like, you know, because 6 million people. Okay, I mean, yes, that's a lot. But I mean, we have 7-8 billion people living in the world today.
Objective Bravo is now ours.
No, see, and the problem is that like when you say, okay, let's learn the dope. See, I don't mind, like I said, I don't mind learning the other side, you know? Like, slavery was terrible, but let's look at why, at least in the beginning, why slavery existed. Okay, economic, you know, I mean, yes, they did see themselves as property, and it was terrible, but that's why they did it, you know, it's for the economy. That does not make it good in any sense. You know? I don't want to know why the Germans did what they did, you know? I don't want kids, you know, to reading why the Nazi regime wasn't actually that bad. No. No.
Objective Charlie.
Because they are evil, you know? And then when you, like, because I mean, take Maleficent, I mean, this is a fictional story, but, like, then you make it seem like it's a good guy or, like, misunderstood or whatever. Like, that's what you can do when you get the other side, you know? And these are people who do not, I mean, yeah, I was going to say, like, there was some, but not everyone, you know, like, not, because they were brainwashed, you know, the civilians, not, like, the perpetrators of. But then, like, you start to perhaps have sympathy for them and say, well, you know, maybe if you look at it from this, no.
No.
No. No, there's no. The masterminds behind. You know what an interesting fact is? I think I've shared this before. Well, Hitler actually wasn't like that. I mean, he wasn't that good of a dude anyway. But like, he was on drugs and all that, and he wasn't too smart. And the Allied forces had many ways to assassinate him, and they could have. But they were like, okay, so he's not like that great at like strategy, military strategy. What if the next person who comes after him is like super good, and we actually like lose, and then we're gonna have like a Wolfenstein, where we have Nazi robots and Nazi robot dogs. It is just too much. He was cuckoo. He was crazy. But the Allies were like, okay, let's continue to have him be in charge, you know. have to watch Jojo Rabbit. That's what it's called,
You
right?
should. It was a good movie.
I have to watch it. I know how it ends, you know, 'cause I've seen the ending. But I really want to watch it again because it's a good representation of how kids were brainwashed. And how, I mean, there are some people who did not really understand what was going on, and were also brainwashed and like continue to brain, but like the people who knew and were the, but he had doubles who looked like him, and he had, yeah, it's just it. Yeah, I have to watch. Plus, I love I'm blanking on the guy who played Hitler, but plus it has
It was a good
Scarlett
movie.
Johansson.
It was a
I
good
thought
movie.
I actually did. The Forgotten Battle. It's also pretty good. Yeah. I freaking love history.
A good
Oh my
thing to
goodness.
love.
Oh my goodness. So I was looking at gifts for Courtney, okay, for Christmas. And I was like, okay, so she likes Anne Boleyn. And so I looked up, I think Six the Musical. And no, I was looking up Renaissance because I was like, I'm trying to find something for, you know, Sam because he likes Renaissance fairs, okay? It was impossible. Anyway, so while I was looking, there was like, you know, I mean, obviously like Renaissance type, you know, knights and all of that. But then like there was paintings and all that, and I was like, oh, Monet. Courtney likes Monet. No, and then I saw there's a Henry VIII bag, and I was like, oh my goodness, I need to get this for Courtney. She would hate me so much. And so then I hit it, and they're like, hey, Henry VIII. Henry VIII was a terrible dude. That's going on a whole other ballgame.
We now control objective Charlie.
And so if you don't know, Snivy and Kristen, Henry VIII had 6 wives, okay? Divorced,
Indeed he did.
beheaded, died, divorced, beheaded, survived. You don't like, if you actually know, like, all the, like, if you know all the wives, there's one you like, and there's one you seriously dislike. The one you seriously dislike comes after the one you like, obviously, because they're the reason they got beheaded or divorced and, like, you know, whatever. And so then, so Courtney loves Anne Boleyn.
Taking objective Delta.
Henry VIII is an asshole. I love how you say is,
Objective Charlie.
as like he will
He's
forever,
dead.
even though he's long been dead, he is still an asshole, and he will always be an asshole. No, so while I was looking, I didn't see an Anne Boleyn bag. Like there was like a Mary Tudor, you know, some relevant related to the Tudor, because Henry VIII is Tudor. Like that's the Tudor reign, the Tudor family. So I'm like looking, I was like, okay, no. I think there was Catherine of Aragon, the first wife. Actually, no, Snipey, that, you know, you can say the brain worked for that one, because it was and always will be an asshole.
Yeah, there will never be like avenging qualities that we find.
No, Pleasington's working out. Okay, so it works for this. No, anyway, so I was looking, and then I found
Objective Bravo is neutralized.
a Jane Seymour bag. Okay, Jane Seymour comes after Anne Boleyn. Okay, he basically beheads Anne for things that don't exist. It's like incest and all of that. Mostly because she couldn't conceive an heir. You know, it's really funny. She couldn't conceive a male heir, but guess who she did conceive? Elizabeth, who became one of the most influential queens.
Darn right.
I want to say European, but like English. She's one of the most influential English queens. But like European queens. Like I want to go that far, okay? But she also ended the Tudor reign, but like whatever, it's fine. No, so Jane Seymour came after Anne Boleyn. I was like, if I got Courtney a Jane Seymour bag, she will probably kill me.
Yeah, where do you want to be buried?
Let
me know ahead of time.
I really love Anne Boleyn, so I got you this bag.
See, when you die, I will remember your final words, which were hee hee.
No,
She's gonna kill me.
But I could get a Jane Seymour bag, but I also could get a Jane Seymour like sticker, which costs like $2.
Get a bag and stick the sticker on it and be like, look. So you can never forget.
So he was an asshole. No, he is an asshole because he will always be an asshole. It's fine. No, this is a different sister. This is my eldest sister. If I wanted to die by my second youngest sister, I would say gorillas are monkeys.
She would kill you in an instant. No, first she would go on a rant explaining how they're different, and then she'd kill you.
It's so funny. It's just like, it is so... Like, when I go on rants sometimes...
They're not monkeys, it's wrong!
It is so fulfilling to go on a rant about something that you know. But yeah, this is a different sister. I mean, if I wanted the eldest sister, I would get her something Jane Seymour, or I would say Jane Seymour is the best wife. Even though, I mean, cause it's kind of ironic. None of the wine. You know, it's super interesting. Okay, so okay, we did it now. Buckle up. Henry VIII's first wife, Catherine of Aragon. They were married for 24 years. That's a pretty long time, okay? She was, like, loved. Obviously not by Henry VIII.
Obviously.
But she was loved by the people. But the problem, you wanna know what the problem was? Okay, Henry VIII was a sleaze bag. You know, that's something that's not really a problem. It's not, you know, it can't be controlled. You know what can be controlled? And it's the woman's fault. Not being able to conceive a male heir. Okay, but so she couldn't produce a son. And so then, along rose, not Anne Boleyn, her sister, Mary? Her name's not Mary, but like that's a very typical name in this time, so we'll call her Mary Boleyn. That's not the name. So anyway, she starts seeing Henry, and then he gets introduced to, or he somehow meets Anne, okay? And so he's like, oh my god, I am smitten. God, he's so disgusting. So then, he's like, oh my goodness. So then he starts, you know, conversing via letters. It's actually, like, some of them, like, were apparently, like, really risque. And so then, Anne moves in with the, because that was actually, like, you know, consorts, you know, whatever. Fairly typical. And so she moves into the palace, the castle? Palace? What did they have? Did they have a castle? Anyway, she moves in. And so then, I actually don't know if there was like a dialogue with Anne. I mean, it would be very bold of her. to be like, okay, you gotta pick one of us. Okay, it's Catherine of Aragon.
There
or
can only be one of us.
who you have been married to for 24 years, who the town, country loves, or you can choose me. Okay, and so he's like, you in a heartbeat. Again, okay, I'm not as familiar with this fry, but it's so super interesting, because it's like a soap opera. Anyway, so they're like, yay! But then Henry's like, I want to divorce my wife, who I've had for 24 years. And the Pope was like, you can't do that. The religion forbids it. And then Henry VIII's like, alright, fine. I'll create a new one. Then he creates a new religion. Just so he can divorce Catherine of Aragon.
What a power move! I want to get a divorce. That's not allowed. I will make my own rules.
I know, it's such a power move. Because, you know, sort of maybe a normal human being would be like, oh, okay, I guess, you know, this isn't meant to be. No. Henry VIII goes, I'm gonna bring out the big guns. I'm gonna create my own religion. I'm gonna create my own religion where I can divorce my wife, who I've been married to for 20 years. Anyway, so then, Catherine of Aragon, is kicked down, and, like, says some pretty disrespectful things about Catherine, and doesn't actually she doesn't get the good graces of the English folk, because again, Catherine of Aragon was loved by all, except for Henry VIII. And so then Anne and Henry get married, and so you're like, okay, this is going to be Henry is not going to be a sleazebag anymore because he loves Anne, right? Right? That's what one would think. Wrong. Okay, wrong. She produces. I mean, she has a kid.
I spotted a hostile helicopter.
She has a kid. She has a daughter. She has a girl, Elizabeth. Actually, I don't know if her name's Elizabeth because, like, Queen Victoria named. Did you know that Queen Victoria wasn't actually named. Her name wasn't Victoria. Because, like, you can pick your own name to be queen, and I was like, wow. But anyways, I don't know what her name is.
So if you are elected Pope, you can pick your new name.
Oh, I didn't actually know that. So anyway,
however, it is common courtesy, it is common practice to just take the name of a previous Pope.
Oh. So,
I bet you're wondering how I knew that.
Yeah, actually, how do you know that? Because that's a fact I don't know.
Saw a video on how to become Pope.
How to become Pope. Be a single
From my YouTube channel, I followed for history lessons. It's too great. It was mostly a kind of a joke video. It was like, the first step, be a man! If you're not, well, then you're out already.
With no family ties. At all.
Also be Catholic. You can't convert, and then you can't go hopping through religions. You have to be.
So in other words, you can't create your own religion.
But anyway.
So anyway.
You're creating your own religion. Power move.
Yes, power move. What have we learned? Okay, so she has a kid, a girl, and then she apparently. Okay, so miscarriage was common. Because there's
unfortunate
medical benefit, but she had a miscarriage, and we don't know, but like apparently it was a son, it was a male, and so like that was like losing, that was like her ticket to safety, like her ticket to live, and it died, which is kind of sad to say, that, but whatever, that's the world that they lived in. Anyway, so then Henry VIII is like, well, okay, so then he was not, he was still asleep, and he was still seeing other women, okay? And Anne was like, excuse me, so, you know what she did, Kristen?
What'd she do?
She did the Uno reverse card. She goes, okay, fine, if you're gonna flirt and, be gone, wherever, doing whatever, with whoever, well then I'm going to flirt with other men.
power move.
See, yes, that is a power move, but do you want to know something that's different between her and Henry?
Yeah.
Henry was a man.
Yeah.
Not
he's
only a man, he was king. And so then they, Henry, he's not happy. And so then he comes up with a way. She's like accused of, well, actually, like, being unfaithful was technically a, adultery was a way to actually lose your head. But she was adultery, incest, because she had a cousin or something like that she was very close to. Like, there was no grounds for incest. Like, there have been no evidence to support that. But incest, and so she lost her head. She was beheaded. The first wife to be beheaded, but not the last. It's so sad. Because she didn't need to do it. She didn't need to die. Like, there was no reason for her to die. You want to play Overwatch tomorrow? Yeah, we can play Overwatch tomorrow. Especially now that I've been banned from playing Dead by Daylight. So then, you may say, wow, maybe Henry VIII learned his ways after he killed Anne Boleyn. Wrong. So then, not after, no, I think during, like, the end of the relationship, end of Anne Boleyn's life, he was seeing who? Jane Seymour. Okay, now this is one where, like, did he love any of his wives? No, but there's some evidence and some belief that Jane Seymour was the only one that he truly loved. And so what happens to her? She gives birth to a son, but she dies during childbirth.
Oh no!
The irony. And so I guess the gods God did not like Henry VIII creating a new religion. Anyway, which they say the religion was basically Catholic. It was Catholicism, but you could divorce a wife. Anyway, so then Jane Seymour dies. Okay, and so of course Henry VIII became so sad over his lost love. Well, losing not only Jane, but then a few years before losing Anne by his own, hand. But no, he was so sad, and so he was like, I'm never gonna marry again. Wrong. Of course he marries again.
Lies. Of course he marries again.
Anna of Cleves. Okay? He sees a portrait of her. And I kid you not, a portrait.
He's like, oh man, my next wife.
Oh my goodness, I want to marry her. And so then the wedding bells ring. And so then she got divorced. Okay. Okay, so Henry VIII's marriages actually lasted several years. 24 with Catherine of Aragon, 24 years, and then I think a few years with Anne, and then I want to say a couple years with Jane. This one, the one, Anne of Cleves, didn't even last a year. You want to know why he wanted her to divorce her? She got divorced because she didn't look as good as she did in her portrait. Yeah, that's why he divorced. He swiped left, didn't like what he saw when he was actually. He saw a picture, swipe left, right? That's what you do when you like somebody on Tinder, right? You swipe left, or you swipe left to avoid? I don't.
You swipe away.
Okay. Anyway, so their marriage didn't even last a year. Okay. So she got divorced, and then we have Catherine Howard. No, Oh no. Okay. Oh no. Was there 3 Catherines? No, there was Catherine. Catherine Howard. Okay, so then she marries. I think maybe lasts. I actually don't know how long their marriage lasts. But then, because with Anne, the rumor, like the evidence, and to say that she had many affairs was like not realistic at all. Catherine, on the other hand, had numerous affairs. Numerous. And to say that it caught up with her is an understatement. So then, I feel targeted. I use Tinder. No, not to say Tinder's bad. It's, you know, especially when, you know, the world outside is not normal. But anyway. So Courtney messages me because she's still talking about so she plays Jigglypuff. She's in the Jigglypuff main. And so she's like, it is so weird to have play a character who cannot jump 4 times in a row. That's what Jigglypuff do. It's the same with Kirby.
Yeah, they can fly because they're little puffballs.
So anyway, Catherine Howard loses her head, okay? And so then we have the 6th and final wife. Catherine Parr. He really liked the name Catherine. Or it was just a very common name. You know. Whatever. Who actually survived. Because Henry died. Because he was actually, like, super unhealthy. Like, you know. Being as unhealthy as you can. During those times. But yes, Henry VIII is not good. He was not a good dude. Plus, the reason why they could never, I mean, I think there were a couple sons. He had a couple male heirs, but it was mostly because of him. Because genetics, it's on the man's fault. Well, fault in I use the word fault in the loosest of terms. Because it is through a female where England really rose to prominence. Hint, hint, the Elizabethan age. The Renaissance. Okay, that's enough of me talking about Henry VIII and his decline. It's just funny, like, I do random, you know, on Smash. You know, just because I don't have a main. Because I just don't want to take the time to master. But I'm really good at Yoshi. Mostly because I can just go boom and eat them and poop them out. Like as an egg. That's like my favorite. That's my favorite move of anyone. Falcon Punch, PK Fire, yeah, they're great, but like, with Yoshi, you can eat them, poop them out, and they become an egg. Because that's how it works. Scientifically, I know. I button mash? Same here. Caitlin's really good at Kirby, okay? Really good at Kirby. Because she took the time to learn Kirby's moves. Like she got a manual. She got the Smash manual, which didn't have obviously like the DLC characters. But she read that thing, and so she knows a whole bunch of their moves. And I'm like, who am I playing? Okay, what are my moves? So I always lose. And even when we were playing again, when it was there were 3 of us, we'd play with a 4th computer, I would lose to the computer. If that tells you anything. But I'm good at Yoshi. But that's about it. I like playing the crocodile because he's fat, so he can use his belly to defend.
Taking objective Alpha. Enemy plane has been sighted north of your front.
But you know what time in history is my favorite? Okay, Kristen, take a guess at what my favorite time period is.
What could possibly be your favorite?
Feudal Japan!
Feudal Japan!
Oh yes, there's a new horror game coming out. Oh, first-person survival, where you just run away, there's no defense, you can attack. I'm intrigued. It's going to be like Outlast. And it's set in feudal Japan! Sign me up! You know, I would love to live, like, I know Robin Hood isn't real, okay, because he's not. I have accepted the fact that he's not real. Oh, I thought I was going to get a grenade kill. But I love that time period, you know, like the bows, I think crossbows, but like not the advanced crossbows. But the sword. See, this is why, like, if I was going to be a criminal, I mean, okay, but I would want to use, like, a bow and arrow, okay, that's what I would want to do, but that's not really feasible in today's time, you know? Except apparently, arrows are actually way more damaging than bullets, especially, like,
There was just an attack in Norway the other day of someone using a bow and arrow to like 9 people.
I was, like, kidding, but yes. No, they're like super dangerous, especially if they have like the different type of arrow, you know, whatever. Robin is real in our hearts, yes. Yes.
That's right.
I'm actually reading a Robin Hood book right now, so yeah. But it's so hard to believe that there actually hasn't been, well, I mean recently, at least I don't think, a really good Robin Hood game. I'm like, the story writes itself. I mean, we have 50 bajillion movies of Robin Hood, some of them to very, you know, good to various degrees. I don't think recently there have been good ones.
We no longer have objective Bravo. Thank you. An enemy helicopter is located to your south.
Like, there hasn't been, like, why hasn't the developer, I mean, because, like, they're, like, archers. People love archery, okay? People love arrows. So, we are going to make a Robin Hood game. I have it in my, it's, game idea number 101. I don't know if it's going to be exactly Robin Hood, or if it's going to be Robin Hood-esque. Because I freaking love Robin Hood. There's somebody here.
Doc, I don't know what I'd do without you. I've identified a hostile boat due east from where you're at.
So yeah, we are going to create either a Robin Hood game. I actually have to, I mean, I would assume there's no copyright. I would assume Robin Hood's not trademarked. But then, like, why hasn't anyone developed a Robin Hood game? I don't know why. They're really missing out. Because there are so many movies about Robin Hood.
Hey, thanks a lot.
Is it rude to shoot somebody while they're parachuting? I think it is. There's somebody else here. Did somebody just run past me? I actually feel like I'm doing really well. I thought I was doing really well in 12 and 26. Like, wow, I'm kind of actually feeling confident in this round.
I've spotted enemy boats east of where you are.
Well, as long as I'm having fun, right? I finally talked to my best friend. I thought I was your best friend, but whatever. It's fine. We won, but we had 8 left. We had 8 tickets left. Action is needed to pay. You're my second best friend, but can there really have... No, this is Sims rules. Okay, you can only have one best friend. Okay? 'Cause in Sims
There's
you can
only
have,
one.
You can only have one best friend in Sims. Them's the rules? Okay. Oh my goodness, thank you, Kristen. How to become the Pope. How to become the British
Or
monarch.
British monarch.
Except I think it's going the British royalty is going, or monarchy is gonna end once. If, like, honestly, if, like, the conspiracy theories are true, she is, Queen Elizabeth II is, getting powerful, or, you know, sucking the blood out of children or whatever, and that's what's making her live so long. So, I mean...
In case you want to become Pope, or the British monarch. However, the British monarch requires you to not be Catholic, or not Catholic, you can't be Catholic, you can't be any religion, you have to be, well...
Well, that's a change.
I need repairs for my
Well,
vehicle.
because if you're the British monarch, you lead the church over there, so you can't not be...
Oh, but what a change.
Church of England. You're in charge of the Church of England.
Yeah.
And you can't not be and you also can't convert to a different one, because the crown's like, no, that's not either. I have provided very lovely guides on how to become Pope and British monarch.
We have taken objective Alpha.
Hey, Kristen, you want to know something about the Church of England?
Sure.
Guess who basically created the Church of England?
Who?
Henry VIII. That was the religion he created.
Yeah.
I actually had to look it
Yeah.
up just to make sure, because that's what I thought,
Yeah,
but
he
I was like, I
did.
don't want to... the Church of England was created by
Okay, we're not gonna.
Henry VIII.
Okay.
So everything goes back to Henry VIII. If you
They're actually
learn...
funny videos, but yeah, accurate. They're funny.
no,
and
it's,
they're accurate.
I love the Pope one though. How to become Pope? Be Catholic, be a man, be unmarried. It's actually like super interesting. The surprising, Kristen, this might actually be super surprising, but less and less men are becoming clergymen. I wonder why. But anyway, they I think Francis has said, Pope Francis, love him, that maybe they should look, because the less and less people are becoming Catholic. Wow, Catholic popularity decreasing? I wonder what is causing that. Could it be because the priests are like, well, not all of them, but a large majority
Most of them have turned out to be pretty bad.
You're my only best friend, yeah. No.
Wait, then what am I?
Yeah, then what's Kristen? Oh yeah, we might
What am I? What's the pengu?
Okay, so the best friend rule, may, be...
There
not
can
be a
only be
rule.
one. Do I have to kill Sinky?
Wow, I love how that, like, resorted to killing. Like, you are not the good friend, or, you know...
There can only be one. We will fight it out. We'll do it out.
I swear, if Henry VIII invented best friends, I'm gonna go eat an avocado. Do you, like, not like avocados or something? What if Henry VIII created avocados? That's not possible, but, you know. Yes, you'll have to kill Sinky.
What does avocado do to you?
Anywho, what was I talking about?
It's
best friend.
England.
No, no, the less and less people are becoming priests. And so they're like, maybe it's because, the only people who are allowed to be priests are single men. Maybe, just maybe, it will gain popularity, if, I don't know, you don't actually have to be single, to be a priest. And so Francis is like, yeah, maybe the church will, the Vatican will change its ways. I made a he made a funny joke. The Vatican is like, no. Married men will not be able to become priests yet. And I was like, oh, what a shame. What a shame it will be if the Vatican falls apart. I mean, where would we be in society?
A better place.
No, you know, like the meme of like, where would we be if X, Y, and Z didn't happen or had happened?
Yeah.
And it's like the society is like so much better.
We would be in a better place with that.
I'm just kidding. I don't hate Catholicism, but that's all I'm gonna say.
Anyway, yeah.
We have control of Objective Charlie.
Funny videos.
A hostile boat has been spotted north of your pod.
He's also got a video on the royal family, a history of the royal family.
Not been great. I think, no, I seriously think it's gonna be the end of the monarchy.
It's a brief
British
history and it's
monarchy.
9 minutes long.
Well, I mean, it depends on, like, if we're talking, like, the British, because, I mean,
Well,
almost
yes, most people would rather just be done after Queen Elizabeth dies.
almost every European country has a monarchy. It's just the British monarchy is most prevalent, and I actually don't know why they are, because they have, like, nothing, they have no say. Like, the Queen has no say.
in anything.
Yeah, I think it's, well, because, I mean, like, how do you top that? Well, I mean, I'm sure they said the same thing about Elizabeth, who had the record, and then Queen Victoria, who also had the record. Go to sleep. Yes, go. Best
Go
way.
to sleep.
I can sing a lullaby. I can actually, no.
No.
we were watching Goblet of Fire last night. Okay.
Yeah, you
And
were.
so, yeah. And so, okay. Do you remember in Goblet of Fire once Henry? My goodness.
Harry.
Harry. He gets after defeating the dragon. He gets the egg.
That's right.
And then he opens the egg without putting it
And it's a
underwater.
loud screech.
And it's a loud screech. It's funny. We're painting, and I was like, they actually really wanted me to be to do the voice for this one, but they couldn't pay me. Do you want me to demonstrate?
Want me to just display
Do you
my...
want me to demonstrate what I was?
No.
And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay then, fine, be that way. Be that way. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, they, it was a little more elegant, you know, I said it without, like, pausing. Like, yeah, they really wanted me, but they couldn't afford me. Do you want me to demonstrate what I was supposed to do? What they wanted me to... No,
No, we don't.
I was like, oh, okay. Like, okay then, fine. Kristen, do you want me to demonstrate?
No, I would rather you don't.
Spotted a hostile sniper to north of your position. Objective Alpha has been lost.
No, see, whenever we watch Harry Potter, it always makes me sad because I actually haven't read the books. I mean, I haven't finished. I've finished the fourth one. I don't think I finished the fifth one. It just makes me sad. And I haven't seen all the movies. Like, I just can't call myself a Harry Potter fan. I really like the third one and the fourth one. Especially because the fourth, because when we were watching it. So, the fourth one, because have you read the book?
I've read the books and watched the movies.
Okay, so in the fourth one, when Harry's name gets called from the Goblet of Fire,
Dumbledore goes thingy mode.
well, no, he doesn't in the books. It's like he calmly
Yes, it
asks.
says he asks it calmly, but in the movie it's the opposite of calm.
while Dumbledore's reading the Cedric Diggory and all of that, it's like, oh yeah, this is my favorite part of the movie. It's super accurate to
I've
the book.
seen the comparison. Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire?
I was like, this is so like it's so it's exactly in the books. And then he goes, did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? And he calmly asks, did you put the name in the Goblet of Fire?
Calmly.
Did you ask an old student to put it over? Calmly asked.
Grenade out!
Calm right there. Perfect example.
Did you put your name in the Goblet of Fire? Yes, sir.
Time to roll! Get in the vehicle!
Yeah, I did. Because he would honestly say, yes, I did.
There's an enemy boat south of where you are! We're off your mic!
Yeah, like, I'm kind of sad I didn't get my Lego to Hogwarts, but, like, my Lego? I never received my Lego from Hogwarts. My letter from Hogwarts. But, like, then I'm kind of glad because they made an underage kid, participate in, like, a life or death game. All because the stupid goblet, called out his name. Well, not called out. Harry Potter! The goblet!
It's the stupid goblet!
All because of the stupid goblet. They're like, well, the precepts must be obeyed. Like I
Well,
care.
you're a dead man, but we will remember you.
She made it Final Fantasy reference. And then it made me really sad because I haven't played Final Fantasy forever.
North of your position, there's a hostile boat operating out there.
The precepts must be obeyed. Like I care.
Objective Charlie! now under our control.
No, I think it goes, you heathen, stay away from the summoner. You're a bad
heathen,
man.
Stay away from the summoner. You're a bad man.
No, it was my fault. But, Lady Yuna.
Objective Charlie is lost.
And then creates one of the greatest love stories ever.
That's right.
No, it's not the greatest love story ever. Christina, what's a better Final Fantasy love story?
No.
See, I was going to say Luna?
See, I
Luna
figured
Leska?
you were gonna say Luna Freya, I believe is her name.
Yeah,
Luna
yeah.
Freya.
Yeah, and Noctis. Because their dialogue together, their scenes are so powerful.
There are 15 lines. Her 15 lines of dialogue. Woo! I am the female protagonist.
I was like, wow, okay, like I love love stories, okay, I do, okay, they're great plots, alright, you can get a lot out of them. And I was like, okay, I am down with this, okay, because Final Fantasy, you have Squall and Renoa, Cloud and Barret.
They have lines together, yeah.
Because you can't, in the 97 version, you can't, because you can choose to go wherever.
On a date with whoever you have the highest points, and yes, it can be Barret.
And it can be Barret, and Barret's like, why are we here? But I was afraid that, you know, if I said one or the other, that, you know, somebody...
Canon, so...
I actually really love Tifa. Well, see, the thing
Yeah, and so do I. I love
because
Tifa.
Aerith had Zack. And Aerith is dead. But I'm sorry, Tifa has a great relationship with, I love the chemistry in Advent Children, I'm sorry. Okay? Like, dilly-dally, shilly-shally? Right?
That's right. Yeah, I
was like, wait, was that Aerith's thing?
think she wants you to move on, man. Did you find them?
Objective Echo.
No, only witness the Dodgers gang. The kids.
That only wants to be a family. I know I was breaking the, but like, she's like, why don't you let me in? And then she's, god damn it, something.
Take an objective Echo.
But that only wants to
Objective
be a
Echo is
family,
ours.
doesn't it? And then, Clown being...
Depressed.
I don't
He's a little depressed.
See, the thing,
He's a little
maybe they
depressed.
won't kill off Aerith in the, you know...
In the
the
remake? I don't
no.
think they will, but I feel like they should.
That has to happen, because then you take away Cloud's...
They're not gonna follow the original plot anymore. That they made that clear, which is why I don't care
Because
about
it ruins his emo-ness.
Yeah, it ruins too
He
much.
has no
it ruins
reason
far
to
too
be
much.
emo in Advent Children, and in 2, right, Kingdom Hearts 2, because that's, like, he's emo. And, I mean, granted,
Emo.
like, Sephiroth, you know, that's not the only reason why Cloud hates Sephiroth, but, you know, that's a pretty good reason.
Oh, remake.
I was like, no, they better.
I'm gonna be
That's a
disappointed
huge
if
part
they
of
don't.
Final Fantasy VII. I personally think that's one of the reasons why it's so good, is that because it's one of the first games where you have a character where you put,
You spent time.
you know, maybe not hundreds of hours, but you put so much time and effort into leveling up, and boom, she's dead. No, she's not unconscious. Phoenix Downs don't work. God, I hate that. Why? Because she's dead. Okay, Phoenix Downs only work when you're incapacitated. Getting stabbed through your chest
We own objective Alpha.
leads to you on someone not supposed to dead, but dead. But yeah, I'm like, Cloud's character development. He has no character development then. He has, because Advent Children would like be like nothing. because he has no reason to be emo. And so if he has no reason to be emo, he won't try very hard to save everyone. And if he doesn't try to save everyone, well then Kadaj wins and becomes Sephiroth. And the evil Bahamut kills everyone, including Denzel, who charged at it. Who charged Bahamut. This dragon, I think, right? That's what Bahamut is. Tifa? Because then, if Aerith does not die...
My kiddo, he's got spirit. I'll give him that. He's got spirit.
Because then Cloud has no reason to stroll on in, casually late, on his motorcycle, and say...
He's got spirit.
Right? Because that's what happens, right? Just...
Yeah.
Okay, I know he gets introduced.
We should watch Advent Children.
But I think that was before. Who's he?
We should watch Advent Children.
Who's that? Who's that? They're friends.
They're friends. I love
and
this.
He's
like, what kind of friends do you got,
like,
man?
Looking off to the... Now do I leave?
Dude, what kind of friends do you got, man?
Who's with my materia?
Bye, guys. Oh.
She's a beauty.
Sinky Advent
I'll give you the grand tour later.
Give the grand tour afterwards. Where can I buy a phone?
Where can I buy a phone?
Well, like Advent Children night. When?
I don't know.
We'll watch the 4K HD version because they remastered that in beautiful 4K.
Yes, you know, watch it, they're gonna kill Tifa instead.
That would be an unexpected plot twist.
I would be so pissed.
I don't mind Aerith as a character, she's fine. It's just Tifa and Cloud have more
chemistry
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, chemistry too. It's just the connection is there.
Plus, I feel like if you like one or the other, you can't like the other one.
I like them both, but I do hope they still cover up the remake. I'm sorry. It's just part of the lore.
Yeah.
Well, but they also made it clear they're not following the lore anymore, so.
I know, that's why I'm not... I actually don't know what happens in Final Fantasy VII Remaster Remake. I don't. And I'm not gonna
don't want to play it anymore. I played part... Okay, again, confession, the only reason I really pre-ordered the first one was because I really just wanted the theme that came with it. For if you owned 14 and you also pre-ordered FS7R, you got a free 14 FS7 background for the PS4. Ironic, considering we can't even use themes anymore.
That is
on the PS5.
True.
But yeah, that's the only reason I got it, because that's like that's the second time Square has given a theme to 14. Because there is a theme to Heaven 3, but they haven't. I should ask Square Enix for another PlayStation theme.
I have not sunk to Temptation and bought the Final Fantasy X to Xanakin theme. Mostly because I would not play any game. I would just listen to
sit there. You would just sit there, wouldn't you?
Yep. No, I was I recently, because I got a new phone, so I had to have some songs on my phone, added to my phone. Not the most. I actually don't know if it's legal, so we're not going to talk about it. But anyway, one of the songs was, because it's not on Spotify, is 1,000 Words, which is from Tensu. Which is a phenomenal song. But then I also did the theme, the main theme from that as well. Anyway, so while I was watching the video to 1,000 Words, because I think it's not that song, I was looking at the comments, and there was actually a lot of love to Final Fantasy X too. But somebody brought up a really, like, I don't really know, because it's like a female, it's an ensemble, with a female ensemble, you know. Riku Pain, And it was like, wow, and that's, you know, and it did not do well. And I was like, well, I don't think, you know, that's it. Well, I think it came after 10.
I don't think that was it. It was just not as good.
But,
was the issue.
No, and so then I kind of sort of went down a rabbit hole, and there's the scene of, I actually don't know the context. But it's, I actually might have found, it might have been from Square Enix Discord, but, it was, Yuna saying in 10-2, I don't like this plan, I think it's stupid. Okay, do you know what I'm talking about? Because if you don't, then... Okay, anyway, I actually have no idea what the context is, because I barely know what 10-2 is about. All I know is that I saw the sphere review, and it wasn't actually Titus. But you know, whatever, it's fine. Titus is alive, and Yuna and Titus are having a happy romantic relationship, okay? And
if you ever want a 10-3, you have to acknowledge that voice thing is
No,
canon.
I was listening to the stupid thingy, which was really dumb because I haven't played 10-2. But anyway, so I was listening to it. I was like, okay, Oren's kid, all right, not following, but all right, I'll accept. And so I was listening to it, and I was like, okay. And then I get to like where like the Yuna and Titus are on like a rocky relationship, and it was like, do you love the guy or something like that? And I was like, no,
If you want a 10-3, you have to recognize that as canon.
And that's where I stopped, and I was like, I'm never listening to this again. And I turned to Kat, and I was like, I'm never listening to that again. That was pathetic. It's like, I wish I could erase it from my mind. Because now I'm like, I love 10, and I actually, I don't mind, because it was, no, anyway, so it was a, but then I was looking at the comments of the video where she said, this plan is stupid, I don't like it. And it was like, the character development for being a summoner who's basically sent to die, spoiler alert, but is it really a spoiler alert, that's the question. Where she's sent to die and like completely follows the plan, and then to have her say, I don't like this plan is stupid, okay? It's such great character development, and people were really loving 10-2, and I was like, I haven't played much of 10-2, mostly because our stupid disc kept freezing, so I've probably only got like 20 minutes into it, but I like really want the good, because I know how it ends, I know how the good ending is, because I've watched it, because I was like, 10 gives me such heartache, and I was like, I just want to watch Yuna running off the airship and running into and then in a later scene, Titus, he'll say, cherish me, Yuna, and I'll cherish you, and guess what she does? She pushes him to a river. Into a water. I think they're at Xanarkand, so he pushes them. Yuna pushes Titus into a river, or water, something, whatever. And I go, hey, that's not cherishing! And so she goes, you didn't disappear. I've seen it one too many times.
Nah.
You didn't disappear. And he goes, oh my goodness, yeah, I didn't disappear. Woo! Because, okay, so, okay, the scene sets up. Okay, so they reunite. Have you seen the ending to 10-2?
Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, she's running off the airship, and they're like, oh my god! Because Titus wakes up, you know, he gets out of the water, and he whistles, no response, and he goes, oh my god, this is so nice! You know, I'm in the water, I love the water. Doesn't remind me of sin at all. And then Yuna comes off the airship and running, and then they hug. Oh my god, it's welcome home. I'm back, I think. No, I think he says I'm home. And then so she goes, welcome. No, I can't remember what the dialogue says. And then so then they hug again, and Walker's like at the phone. Hey, get a room? I want to say is what he says. And then who asked you to watch Wonka? And then there's like Lulu with her baby.
Objective Alpha neutralized.
With her baby. And then and so then later on, okay, so then Yuna is running, okay, she's like faster than Titus, and Titus is like, whoa, you changed. And so then Yuna's like, wow, you missed a lot. And he goes, I want to hear everything. And so then it's Well, it all began when I saw the sphere of you. Which wasn't actually him, but whatever. It's fine. So anyway, so then there's another scene where they're somewhere. Okay, I don't remember where they are. Okay, so then they're having like this like really like, oh my goodness, wow, a lover's walk, okay. And so then Titus ruins the mood. He's like, what if I what if I'm just still a memory or whatever, someone or no. Okay, so then Yuna's like, you're gonna disappear? And so then Titus is like, cherish me, Yuna, and I'll cherish you. And so then she like goes in for a hug, but she pushes him in the water instead. It's so cute. And so he goes, that's not cherishing. And then she says, you didn't disappear. And then Titus is like, wow, maybe I'm not in the memory, and that's all I really remember from it. But you know what the worst part of the ending is? Is that I probably will never get that ending because you have to do 100% of everything. So I will probably never finish 10-2. Why? Because I don't want to get the bad ending. Yeah. Yeah, that's why.
Indeed.
Well, first of all, I still have to finish 10. I haven't finished 10. Well, I mean, I have finished 10 on multiple occasions, but... But yeah, man, I love 1,000 Words. It is such a kick-ass song. It's impossible to do solo because, like, there are two voices, because then, it gets, double personality, but it's fine, whatever. But then there's also, I gotta use the bathroom for right now, so I'll be right back.
Okay.
I didn't realize it was 10:30 at all. I did not realize it was 10:30 at all. Oh, wait, I have a battle pack, I think. Let's open up our battle pack.
It is late. You should go to bed.
I will be going to bed.